What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 best compact pistols for the money. Now in order to be on this list, spoiler alert, the guns are going to have to be compact and great for the money. So first off, what a compact pistol is in order to be on this list is basically it needs to have a magazine capacity higher than 12 rounds, lower than 20. It needs to have a 4-inch barrel, and it needs to be designed for not only concealed carry, but for home defense, ranch defense, anything that you'd want to use a pistol for. A compact pistol is designed, in fact, to be bigger than a subcompact, but smaller than a full size, so it can fit all the niches you need to in a handgun. Think classic Glock 19. However, the Glock 19 will not be on this list because I feel like it's a little more expensive than what it needs to be. It is a little bit short on features by comparison to all the guns on this list. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to mention my patron supporters. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you guys we have all these guns on the channel. We really appreciate you, and if you want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. Just go to the link in the description below, and you can click that link and sign up for Patreon. Also in that description is a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. It's a youth shelter in Ames, Iowa. I'd really appreciate it if you go down there and click that link and donate a few bucks to those kids.
Hey babe, Lorraine here. Before we get in today's list, we'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Ammo Squared. If you're a gun enthusiast like Chris, you have tons of guns in tons of different calibers, Ammo Squared is one of the coolest ways that you can always make sure that you have the right ammo that you need. Sign up, pick a caliber, set an auto by budget, and select a shipping trigger. Ammo accumulates over time based on your own budget, and it's stored for free until you want it at your house. Thank you to Ammo Squared for sponsoring today's video.
Now with that being said, let's get right into it with number 5, and that is going to be the Walther PDP Compact. Now the Walther PDP Compact is a absolutely phenomenal pistol for a phenomenal price point. These guns can be found somewhere between $400 and $600, making them certainly a steal if you know what you're looking at. They sit in the same ballpark as the M&P and the Glock, but they present a lot of features that the popular guns don't necessarily have. It has an amazing track record coming from a company like Walther. We've had tons of rounds through ours, well over 1,000 with no reliability issues whatsoever, and it comes with pretty decent sights out of the box, front slide serrations, a enlarged trigger guard, a very comfy grip that has really good texture, solid, capable, and affordable magazines that can be found anywhere. But where the Walther PDP really shines is going to be in the trigger mechanism. There's a pre-cock striker trigger carried over from the Walther P99 and then the PPQ all the way into the PDP. And what that gives you is just an easier interface with the firearm than you would have with other handguns. Lighter, crisper trigger with a short reset allows for more accuracy and for quicker follow-up shots, no matter what skill level of a shooter that you are. One of the reasons why the PDP has made my list, it was a competition gun of mine for a long time. I've had maybe 10 different variants of the Walther PDP. All of them have been absolutely excellent. All of them have been extremely reliable, extremely shootable, and most importantly, extremely accurate. Maybe the most accurate handgun on this list. I've taken the Walther PDP Pro X to 150 and beyond, and I've been extremely impressed with Walther's flagship pistol. The PDP is an absolutely excellent gun. If you're considering either the PDP or maybe the VP9, which is very similar, I think the PDP gives you just a lot more for the money. I think it's the same gun, if not better, and it's $200 less than the VP9 and even $150 less than the Glock 19. In at number 4, I have a bit of a controversial pick because it's not the most affordable gun in the world, but I think it probably gives you the most performance of any compact striker-fired gun on the market, and that is going to be the Archon Type B. Now, it's no secret that the Archon Type B is one of my favorite pistols, and the reason for that is because it has everything that I want in a handgun. Number 1, it is super cool looking. It has a really interesting slide with a very low bore axis. They come with optics mounts. They come with really great sights out of the factory. They have a huge trigger guard with a great trigger. They have an exceptionally comfortable grip with removable back straps, and they come with a solid magazine capacity of 15+1, which is great. However, by comparison to other pistols, the Archon Type B is a little bit more expensive, but it's a lot more shootable. That great trigger helps with accuracy and follow-up shots like I mentioned, but unlike the PDP, this gun is not snappy at all. This gun has one of the lowest recoil impulses of any pistol that you'll fire on the market, let alone a polymer frame striker-fired gun. If you take the Archon Type B out with a standard Glock 19, which is what it was meant to replace after all, you'll find that this gun has at least 1/3 less recoil, and it just feels so good when you shoot it. It also has a modular grip, and it runs the Bergman system, which is different than the standard Browning action, which again, in my opinion, gives it slightly less recoil, like its bigger counterpart, the Arsenal Strike 1. The difference between the two, however, is I think the Archon is far superior in features and build quality to the Strike 1, and it's less money as well. These can be had somewhere between $600 and $800, being the most expensive gun on the list, but also definitely the most shootable and maybe one of the most shootable compact pistols on the market. In at number 3, we have the Canik TP9 Compact. Now I'm going to sneak the Elite in here as well because the Elite actually has so many features for the money. Just like the other two pistols, it is a polymer frame striker fired pistol with a 4-inch barrel. Now the Canik TP9 series is a lot like the Walther PDP, maybe doesn't have quite the track record, but really eclipses it in features, especially for the money. The Canik series can be had for as low as $300 and for as high as $700, depending on which gun that you get. You can get night sights on the gun, you can get fiber optic sights on the gun, you can get blacked out rear, you can get a tritium rear, you can get optics mounts or not, depending on what you want to spend. The most affordable guns, even at the $300 price point, still come with great sights, a great coating. They have a really solid grip with good texture. They all have removable back straps and they come with a great capacity. Even the compact guns come with 15+1, which is on par with the Glock 19, but where it surpasses the Glock 19 is going to be, again, in the trigger, just like the PDP. Pre-cock striker fired trigger, very similar to the VP9 or the Walther P99 as well. They all run a very similar action, but the Canik does it for less money. The PDP is affordable, whereas the Canik is really affordable. And they're pretty similar in shooting experience, however the Canik has more features as well as being more affordable. I don't really have to sell you on the Caniks. Everybody knows they're great for the money, and I think they're certainly one of the best in the industry. Getting that trigger, getting that solid capacity, getting that reliability, the accuracy, the speed, the performance, and the looks, they also look great, all for between $300 and $600 is absolutely phenomenal. In at number 2, we have one of my favorite pistols of all time, and certainly one of the best for the money. You guys knew this would be on here. This is going to be the CZ P10C. Now, the P10C has been out for almost a decade now. Another 4-inch polymer frame striker-fired 9mm pistol with a shitload of features. I would say it has more features than the PDP, and I would say it's more reliable overall than the Canik series. Out of all the P10s we've ever shot, the S, the C ported, I have 2 P10Fs and I have 1 P10F competition. I don't remember any malfunctions I've ever had in any of the guns. On top of that, these guns really do come out right around $300 to $400 if you find them in the right spots, and that is absolutely incredible value. They come with steel sights out of the factory, they come with optics mounts, they have a big trigger guard, a phenomenal trigger, just like the PDP. They have an absolutely excellent trigger, as I can show you here. They have a really comfortable grip, and they have a really low bore axis, so you can pile off those shots just like you can the Archon Type B. However, unlike the Archon, the guns come at about half the cost, which is absolutely incredible, and they are more available and easy to find than the Archon, also having more holsters and parts and magazine availability than the Archon. The CZ-P10 is extremely reliable, extremely accurate, and extremely fast, and it is probably the most affordable gun on this list besides maybe the Canik. So if you're in the market for a pistol that can literally do everything for $300, the P10C is probably the best game in town. Now, I wanted to do just a couple honorable mentions. Number 1, the CZ-P07, if you're looking for a double single action gun with the same value of the P10C, go over and check that out. And then I also wanted to mention the Ruger RXM. I mentioned the Glock 19 a lot and how it doesn't bring as much to the table anymore for the money. However, the clones certainly do, whereas the Ruger RXM is basically a Glock 19, but you have a fire control unit, you have a superior grip with superior features out of the box, and you get it for 2/3 of the money of a Glock 19. With that being said, in at number 1, and probably my favorite pistol series of all time, the M&P 2.0. The M&P 2.0 is certainly, no question in my mind, the most reliable compact striker-fired pistol that we've ever tested on the channel, and it's not just me. If you look at videos all over the internet, you'll find that the guns that pass Grand Thumb's mud test and freezing test, the M&P pistol. If you look at my torture test, you'll find the M&P passes with flying colors. We even left this gun outside for 3 months in Iowa fall, rain, sleet, and snow. We picked it up and shot it, and the gun shot a whole magazine accurately at 50 yards. These guns are extremely impressive, and they've sort of been the underdog to the Glock 19 for almost 2 decades now, and I'm not sure why. I personally call it the American Glock 19 because it has an American grip angle, which is more comfortable for me overall. They have incredible texture, certainly the best texture and grip for me on the market today. With the 2.0 trigger, the trigger even rivals the PDP, Canik, and VP9 series. They come with steel sights out of the box. You can get raised sights with an optics mounting system if you want. want. They have front slide serrations, and not only is it the most reliable compact pistol on the market, I also think it's one of the softest shooting, keeping up right there with the Archon, and probably even softer shooting than the P10. Overall, if I'm gonna pick a gun out of these 5 to concealed carry, I'm probably taking the M&P 2.0. It has all the track record I need, been used by law enforcement and even military around the country and the world. It also has the most parts available, the most holsters available, and accessories available of any pistol besides the Glock 19. So if you want to accessorize it, you absolutely can. And it comes at a price point that is fantastic for me, considering the reliability, the track record, the shootability, the textures, and the features. The gun comes in somewhere between $400 and $600, which isn't much more than the CZ-P10C, but I think you get a more venerable platform overall, and it comes from a great American company like Smith & Wesson, so what's not to love? My bias might show a little bit here, but I really do think the M&P pistols are probably the best pistols for the money on the market, and if you're looking for a classic, not fucking around, polymer frame striker-fired pistol, I just don't think you can do any better than the 2.0 series. If you think my list was wrong and your list was right, put yours in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to go down there and make fun of it. No, I'm just messing with you, but I might. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out Oklahoma shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.